I just thought I'd make it a little easier on me and do a little bit of the news now. Now this one's from the New York Daily News. Star Wars Rebels Season 4, Episode 11 recap Dune. Dave says new crew mourns events take a spiritual turn. As the Imperials deal with the destruction caused by their ruthless attempt to stop the rebel escape, an officer informs Governor Price, Mary Elizabeth Queen, that her efforts failed. However, they succeed in killing Jedi Knight, Jenny Kanan Jarrus. Spoiler alert. Officer expresses his concern that Price's orders caused the detonation of a fuel depot, which will halt the production of the TIE Defender. The governor orders them to remain silent on this and decides that they will parade to celebrate the death of their Jedi enemy. Rescued Gerald Herodua, Vanessa Marshall, Padawan Ezra Bridger, Taylor Gray and Sabine Wren, TSC car, arrive back at Rebel Base, where they inform Zed, Steve, Rum and Chopper that Kanan is gone. Harris stares sadly at the horizon, tells Chopper to roll, and Chopper rolls over to her and sweetly offers comfort in holding her hand with his mandible. That sounds really dirty. Other rebels hear an Imperial announcement declaring victory over extremists in Lothal, in addition to announcing the parade. Former Governor Ryder Azida, Clancy Brown, asks the Ghost crew to contact the leaders of the Rebel Alliance to get reinforcements, but Ezra says they won't receive any after the latest loss. While the plan says angry Sabine is backing up, the Empire's gonna have a parade. Good. I'm gonna add some fireworks to their celebration. As his allies take off on speeder bikes, Ezra sits alone. He is soon joined by the White Dwarf Wolf, which growls and barks at him. The darker wolves arrive as well, and the trio chases the team onto the plains. In Price's office, a holographic Grand Admiral Thrawn, Lord Meppleton, briefly appears pleased with the Governor's when the Governor proves that Kanan is dead by showing his lightsaber in her possession. Did you really believe that holding a parade would hide the fact we destroyed our entire fuel supply, says Thrawn, in defeating Kanan Jarrus? You have accomplished what the rebels failed to give, and given them a victory. He is clearly furious with Bass's Defender Project. Defender Project has been further compromised and promises to deal with her in person. He orders his Navhiri assassin Rook Davis to prepare for a reckless counterattack by the rebels. It is interesting how Rook stepped out of the shadow during Thrawn's exchange with Price, with most Imperial villains would have ordered her death. After such a setup, once again we see that Thrawn is different. In the cave where Kanan cuts his hair, Hera continues to mourn as Chopper follows. Why did I wait so long to tell him? He says, blaming himself for his death. She recalls how Kanan saved her Kalikari and both her family history, and Chopper inspires her to memorialize the Jedi on the artifact. Sabine Earth observes the Imperial parade and voices her hopelessness as she realizes how big the Empire has become. Zeb offers a different point of view and by highlighting how the factories have shut down for the first time. They attack a scout trooper on the highway leading to the city, and Sabine hacks into the Imperial network using his speeder bike. They learn the destruction of the fuel depot damaged the Defender factory enough to shut it down. Kanan didn't just save us, he completed the mission, says Sabine. before realising that the parade is just an effort to cover up the stored production. The fallen scout trooper is awoken by Rook sniffing him. As the stormtrooper notices that the speed biker has been tampered with, the vehicle explodes. Looks at Sabine, decides to set a trap. Watching from a distance, Sabine and Zeb notice Rook investigate the site of the explosion. Zeb, startled when the Nogiri looks directly at him, as Sabine tells him to check and see if they've been spotted. I don't want to, I've got creepy eye. He's got creepy eye, says Lozat, displaying his immature side for the first time in a while. Sabine sees that Rook is approaching them, apparently having picked up Zeb's scent again. They decide to set up an ambush for their enemies. Zeb wants to pay back after the loss of Kanan. Rook follows the scent to some foothills where Zeb stands out of their open to engage him directly. The pair battle with the staffs until Sabine leaps down behind their enemy. We're not in the mood for a fair fight today, she says. When Nogiri notices that he isn't either, Glenn activates a cloaking device that renders him invisible. Sabine activates a thermal scanner in her helmet and opens fire, but the agile Rook knocks it off to regain his advantage. He darts around, punching and kicking the rebel pair before grappling with Sabine. When he moves towards Zeb, we see that she managed to plant one of her paint detonators on his back. It goes off in a cloud of yellow. Can you see now, she asks Zeb with a smirk. Lozat tackles Rook to the ground and pummels him viciously, but Sabine stops him from delivering a fatal blow. Instead, she sprays Rook with more paint. Zeb dumps a Nogiri on the speeder bike and sends a humiliated warrior back to the Empire using a homing beacon. Apparently, Sabine wants to show the Empire that the rebels will continue to fight on their terms. Ezra wakes up out in the plains, but becomes lost as he tries to return to base. After dozing off, he is woken up back on the mysterious alternate plane of reality by a new lost wolf sniffing him. Kanan saves the team. Seeing a wolf, he reels back and asks who this unfamiliar creature is. A dummy with many M's. D-U-M-M-M-M-M-E. Ash recalls that this was his fallen master's real name, and then then the one that was the White Wolf used to address Kanan previously. The creature's voice actor is credited as the Force, but sounds a lot like Kanan Jarrus's voice. Actor Freddie Prinze Jr. It is likely that Kanan has descended and become this new thing. Dum asks that Ezra ran from the wolves earlier and gets the team to admit his sense of hopelessness. Fight, it orders Ezra together. At this point, one of the wolves places a strange tablet in front of Ezra. It has symbols of three hands inscribed on it, one extended as if greeting another up, suggested as order to stop a closed fist. Dune tells the team that it came from the Jedi Temple on Lothal, and that Dana's secret lies within. Knowledge destruction, it growls. Ezra recalls how Ahsoka used similar words with regards to the Sith Temple in Malachor, where they discovered an ancient weapon that appears that the Empire is seeking. Something similar at the temple on Lothal. We sought past, redeemed future, says the wolf before moving to attack Ezra, who waits back on Lothal's plains. However, he still has the tablet from the Jedi Temple. At the Rebel base, Hera has finished the Kilikari link, honouring her fallen love and adding him to her family. She recalls how the Jedi always proved that rebel effort, that rebel effort against the Empire could bring change. That's what Mr. Mercer says. That when none of us could find the answer, Kanan could, and always in the most unexpected way. Their words are proven true when Sabine and Zeb arrived back to inform her that Kanan's sacrifice resulted in the TIE Defender factories being shut down. Ezra returns and announces that they have a new mission, saving the Jedi Temple from the Empire. The final season of Star Wars Rebels continues Monday, 9 PM on Disney XD. This is probably the last one for now, if it comes up with anything. Doubtful. Nope. End of part 1. Here we go with part 2 of today's news for the 20th of February 2018. I knew it's charging. Let me just get the first article up. Jennifer Bell. It's that time of day. It's like after 10. It's this one's from Fox News. Jennifer Lawrence to quit acting for a year to fix our democracy. Oscar-winning actress Jennifer Lawrence said she's taken a year-long break from acting to focus on activism and help fix our democracy. The Hollywood A-lister revealed her grand future plans on Thursday while promoting her new movie Red Sparrow. I'm going to take the next year off, Lawrence told Entertainment Tonight. I'm going to be working with the organisation I'm part of, Represent Us. It's just trying to get young people engaged politically on a local level. She claims her activism work will have nothing to do with partisan politics. It's just anti-corruption and stuff, trying to pass state-by-state laws that can help prevent corruption, fix our democracy, and then I don't know what I'm doing next. The organisation Lawrence got involved in claims to bring together conservative, progressive, and everyone in between to pass powerful anti-corruption laws and stop political bribery and secret money and fix our broken elections. Lawrence has long expressed interest in activism, attacking President Donald Trump multiple times. In 2015, she said, "If Donald Trump becomes president, then that will be the end of the world," according to Entertainment Weekly. More recently, she suggested the devastating hurricanes in Texas and Florida last year were signs of Mother Nature's rage and wrath at America for electing Trump and not believing in man-made climate change. You know, you're watching these hurricanes now and it's hardly hard, especially while promoting this movie, not that to feel Mother Nature's rage and wrath, she said back in September. Lawrence also joined dozens of other Hollywood stars to sign a letter urging Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, DNY, and House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, DCAF, to pass a legislation to protect DACA recipients, The Hill reported. End of article. Here comes potentially another one. From from the Washington Post. What should you do if your child is a quitter? Bella was going out of her mind. Her 9-year-old daughter Angie would agree to sign up for an activity with great enthusiasm. 17, yes please. Book club, you bet. Ballet, sign me up. Then something would happen that made the activity hard. Her team had to practice diving off racing blocks, and she hated diving. She didn't like the book chosen for book club. Her ballet teacher was too strict when it came to go to the lesson or club. A power struggle ensured that made it harder to get her out the door. Bella and her husband had heard me run through the research, revealing that the best thing you can do to cushion your kids from anxiety and help them develop self-motivation is to let them take the driver's seat. But now the belief was being tested. Was a 9-year-old driving herself into the quitter's ditch? They were a hard-working couple who knew how important diligence and perseverance were to their own success. If they kept letting Andrew quit, they were afraid they would be raising a soft kid who would be underprepared for the real world. I hear concerns like this all the time, and here is my advice. Don't think of a child's character as fixed. All of our worry about our kids is about the future. We fear they'll get stuck in a negative place and won't get better. Angie's parents were envisioning their 9-year-old as a lazy 20-year-old coming to them to bail her out. They needed to tell themselves, who is she now? She is now is not who she will always be. We always know the negative impacts of peer pressure, but there are positives too. I see many kids who are cautious or seem to have trouble committing because become passionate in the pursuit of self-selected goals when they see their friends doing it too. Kids can be completely different after puberty, when peer influence becomes even stronger, often with the result of a kid trying out a team, joining a club, or signing up for volunteer work, apparently out of nowhere. Explain the difference between don't want to, and I don't feel like it. Distinguishing long-term desires from immediate feelings will help the kid understand the difference between an immediate task and ultimate goal. When Angie says, I don't want to read my book club, her parents say that although she may not feel like reading it, she may want to read the book if she hopes to continue being a part of the club. This is a lesson that doesn't register right away, but's worth planting the seed and empathizing over. Let them know you see the area in which they do work hard and or show motivation. So I know you're something who can stick with things when they're important. Get to the root of her concern. When Angie says, I don't want to go, it's also easy to respond with, you're going, but pause and ask a question instead. Help her think it through. Why doesn't she want to go? Point out that she seems to enjoy it after the fact. Why? It could be that you will uncover a deeper issue. Maybe driving is painful because she belly flops. Diving is painful because she belly flops. Maybe she's embarrassed. She feels she isn't as good as the others. What might make that better? Extra practice with mum and dad, so that she feels more comfortable drawing. Swim practice, engage her in coming up with a solution. If she's resisting the activity because she's not good at it, tell her, I know you're from my own life. That we often have to be not so good at things for a while as a part of the process of getting good at something. I want to be sure that you're not just looking for something that comes easily. For a little struggle is necessary for all of us. Many people misunderstand my advice that they should give their kids more control over their own lives, as meaning that they should give their kids carte blanche to do whatever they want. Not so. For one, Angie's parents paid for her to swim for her swim team and had a financial stake in her seeing it through. They were well within their right to explain that for the duration they'd paid for, she needed to stick with it. As for the book club, she didn't feel right to let Angie go back out of commitment she made to others, so I advised Bella to say, I feel like a terrible mum if you let you go back out of things. It's not good for you, your relationships, and not good for you as a person to get used to doing that. Bella might explain that if Angie really wants to go back out of the book club, she'll need to write a letter to the other members explaining why she's quitting. This gives her a choice about whether to persist or quit, but she will have to take ownership of her decision. It's a chemical, not character. Angie's parents shouldn't jump to the conclusion that their daughter is a quitter. Either these activities didn't energize her, or she was apprehensive. It could be that she had low baseline levels of dopamine, the get up and go hormone, or high levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. Keep exploring. Bella felt it was important for Angie to work hard at something, but how could she help Angie find something that would capture her interest enough so that she'd keep at it? It might take some time to find, but focusing intently on that activity would be one of the best things for Angie's brain, because it would induce what would be called flow. When levels of certain neurochemicals in your brain, including dopamine, spike, the more Angie experiences flow, the more she'll be conditioning a motivated brain so that when she is older and has to focus on things she doesn't want to do, and there is plenty of that in adult life, she'll be able to make herself do them. As parents, we expose our kids to what we like or what their friends are doing, but if you're a family of jocks and have an artist, it may take a while to hit the sweet spot. And what's wrong with being a dilettante before zeroing in? Sports experts are now deeply concerned about the risk of injuries in kids who specialise too early, rather than playing everything. Or consider that acclaimed musician Wynton Marsalis picked up the trumpet at age 14, but practiced 4 hours a day because he wanted to. In short, what's a rush? We should remember that we can't make a kid develop grit. That's not part of the job description as parents. You can expose them to things they may like, support them in sticking with things as they get harder, and express confidence that they can handle the stress or the boredom necessarily to get to the next level. Know that the world is so complex. We have no idea where the things that will turn our kids on come from. If Bella encouraged Angie to keep seeking what she loves and to work hard at it, when she finds it, she will help her grow into a confident and self-directing woman. End of article. I'm going to say end of part 2 for now. Knowing that these next two, part 3, knowing that these next two could be long, I want to be sure that I'll get all of them, got all of it in. More from Reuters UK. More bombs fall on Syria's Ghouta after heaviest toll in years. Pro-government forces bombarded Syria's eastern Ghouta on Tuesday, killing at least 49 people after the heaviest one-day death toll there in 3 years on Monday, a war monitoring group said. Some 127 people were killed in air raids, rocket strikes and shelling of the area near Damascus on Monday, according to the British-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights. About 190 people have died since the bombing intensified on late on Sunday, and 850 have been injured, it said. The United Nations called for an immediate ceasefire in the area on Monday, saying the situation was spiraling out of control after extreme escalation in hostilities. The Union of Medical Care and Relief Organizations, a coalition of international agencies that funds hospitals in Syria, said bombs had hit 5 hospitals in eastern Ghouta on Monday. In Geneva, the UN's Children's Fund issued a blanket statement to express its outrage at the casualties among Syrian children, saying it had run out of words. The violence in eastern Ghouta is part of a wider escalation in fighting several fronts in Syria as President Bashar al-Assad pushes to end the 7-year rebellion against him. Mortars fired by rebels in eastern Ghouta landed in Damascus on Tuesday, causing 2 deaths and several injuries, Syrian state media reported. At least 1 person died from rebel mortar fire in the capital on Monday. Lebanon's Al-Manar television, which is aligned with Assad's ally Ali Hezbollah, reported on Monday that the Syrian army was sending reinforcements towards eastern Ghouta after rebel assaults. Assad's most powerful supporter, Russia, has been following a diplomatic track at the same time as increasing fighting, resulting in its establishment of several de-escalation zones. Eastern Ghouta is one of these areas where the violence is meant to be contained, but the de-escalation agreement does not include the former Al-Qaeda affiliate, which has a small presence there. Other insurgent groups in eastern Ghouta, including Islamist factions, says the Syrian government and Russia are just using the jihadist presence as a pretext to continue their bombardment. Neither the Syrian military or Russia commented on the renewed bombardment on eastern Ghouta, but they have often said they do not target civilians. The observatory said the intensified bombing was in preparation for a pro-government ground offensive against Enclave, and that the rebel group there had foiled any attempt by a Syrian army to advance overnight. End of that article. Here we have the last article from the USA Today. Trump takes executive action to ban bump stock that turn rifles into automatic weapons. President Trump has signed a memorandum instructing the Attorney General to regulate the use of bump stocks, effectively banning the use of the devices that allow rifles to mimic fully automatic weapons. Trump made the announcement at a Medal of Valor ceremony at the White House for firefighters and police officers, some of whom intervened in shooting incidents. Trump told the Attorney General Jeff Sessions, seated in the front row in the Eastern Room, he wanted those new federal guidelines finalised very soon. We can do more to protect our children. We must do more to protect our children, Trump said, promising that school safety is now top priority of his administration. Minutes before, the White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said the administration was nearing the completion of a months-long study into the issue. I can tell you that the President supports not having the use of bump stocks. She said the President does not support the use of those accessories. Bump stocks were used in the Las Vegas shooting that killed 58 people last October the 1st. End of article. End of part 3. Here we go with part 4. Trump pushes ban on devices to turn legal firearms into machine guns, as used in Las Vegas massacre last year. MP set out Brexit suggestions to Theresa May. Former Save the Children boss faced 3 complaints. Queen and Anna Wintour in London Fashion Week front row. Theresa May urges opposition peers to retire to cut size of Lords. Doncaster Knights prop Ian Williams has died at the age of 27. Police apologise to former Clash roadie over arrest. West Ham have been charged by the FA over breach of anti-doping regulations. Parents anger over magnetic potty health fears. Lancashire councillor investigated over sexist Facebook posts. 11 sick toddlers' life support can end. Three women tell the Victoria Live about their experience of upskirting and made calls for to be made a criminal offence. It's like kind of going underneath the skirts and like shouldn't it be classed as assault kind of thing. Channel 4 documentary accuses Harvey Weinstein of physical assault. Woman pleads guilty after ambulance abuse note. Hero fireman rescues woman after volcano crater fall. Wales have named their team to face Ireland in the Six Nations. More than 1,500 victims of a Rotherham child sex abuse inquiry. Mother admits murdering 7-week-old son. Next you keep Kip leader Harry Bolton back with girlfriend Jo Marnie. Cheryl opens Newcastle Prince's Trust Centre. It wasn't meant to be. We feel sorry. We'll feel for you, Elise Christie. Our goal is not to change the kind of country Britain is. Brexit Secretary David Davis. Winter Olympics, Elise Christie's hope sober after 1,000 metre disqualification. She was disqualified in her 1,000 metre heat. KFC shuts more stores in chicken crisis. Two girls found unconscious at Worm's Head, Marseille. Uber boss says flying cabs will be commercially viable in 5-10 years. No, it's Uber saying this. Wigan's FA Cup victory over Man City was marred by some ugly scenes post-match. Great Britain have defeated Japan in curling. William Hill fined $6.2 million for lax controls. Jamie Oliver closes flagship Barbecoa restaurant. Islamic State Beatles US and UK talk about fate of duo. Council's unprepared for cyber attacks, report says. Ovarian cancer persistent tummy bloating can be a sign, charity warns. Key gig economy case reaches Supreme Court. Plans for
new Scots income tax system may be agreed. Debaters facing mental health problems need breathing space. Jeremy Corbyn vows to curb City of London's power. International Development Committee to quiz Oxfam bosses. Wigan Athletic beat Manchester City 1-0. As I was winning in the second half. Moving on to BBC News World. Winter Olympics in ski Elizabeth Swanee, a legend or a chancer. Sylvester Stallone is still punching despite death hoax. Spain, father of migrant boy found in suitcase in Quetta freed. Venezuela launches oil cryptocurrency. Zimbabwe's Morgan Tsvangirai buried amid rivalry in MDC. Polls toss reports anti-Polish slander to diplomats. Michelle Obama loves Black Panther and so do the rest of us. Florida Newton calls for military funeral for slain student. Madonna, my son is Malawi's future president. Recovery efforts continue in Mozambique's capital city, where at least 17 people, including children, have been killed after a huge mound of rubbish collapsed. Fans were going mad for Tessa Virtue and Scott Meyer. Lawyers charged in Trump-Russia inquiry. Fergie apologised for NBA national anthem performance. Jail term for clown cartoon for Malaysia's Prime Minister. Pro-Syria forces enter Kurd-held enclave. Kidnapper of model Chloe Eiling revisits where she was held. Catalan politician Ana Gabriel defies court summons. Dozens of Russian casualties in Syria battle, Russian ministry says. Syria first strikes on besieged Eastern Ghouta, kills dozens. Iran plane crash, wreckage found on mountain. Winter Olympics prepared North-South Korea relations, Professor Robert E. Kelly asks. Or have they? Apple rushes to fix Telugu letter text bomb bug. The when China's supermodel New Year's message sparks row. Ex-strongman who divided proof for decades. Lasers and robo feeders scale up fish farming. Russian guns for hire dying in Syria. Florida shooting, should US gun raffles be cancelled? Yes, they should. Gold for Korea in women's 3,000 metre relay, and the Dutch gets a medal without even making the final. Kazakhstan changes its alphabet again, as you do. Canada's Tessa Virtue and Scott Meyer ice dance champion for the second time. He warns of soaring rates of measles in Europe. Winter Olympics, USA beats Slovakia to reach men's ice hockey quarterfinals. Thai survival training, drinking cobra blood in the jungle. Fallujah, meet Issa Ser, mayor of a ruined Iraqi city. Slovenia ice hockey player suspended for doping violation in Winter Olympics. Family member of crashed Iranian plane begged to send a chopper. HSB profits jumped from 17.2 billion US dollars on Asia growth. Australian tax staff told to report long lunch colleague. Elizabeth Swiney, the best and worst Olympian. Do male strip dancers feel objectified? Mitsutoki Shigeta, baby factory dad wins paternity rights. Ex-cyclone Gita, Christchurch declares state of emergency. Mexico investigates the disappearance of 3 Italians. Mexico theme park offers illegal migrant experience. Bringing solar power to a remote community in the Himalayas. Nigeria, Boko Haram schoolgirls escape militant attack. Jeffrey Kong, Singapore's Lego brick artist. How Malawi reduced infant mortality. France let wolf population grow despite farmers' fears. Peru's ex-president Fujimori ordered to stand trial again. Iran 3 police officers die in clash with issues. I just feel like read all this before, and end of part 4. End of video.